Hey guys, are you looking for some free and affordable tools to dominate your fantasy drafts this season? Well, Sean and I are going to talk about our top 5 tools that we use every year to help us get through the stressful draft season.
Now, if you need a quick answer to this and you have $40, I'm going to save you some time, and as much as I would love for you to watch the rest of this video, you can go to theultimatedraftkit.com. It's the fantasy footballers. They have a tool that has, it's chock full of everything that we're going to be talking about inside of here. And then Fantasy Pros as well as the other tool that we use. So all 5 of these come from those 2 packages. The links will be in the descriptions if you just want to do that. But if you want to stick around and find out about a free tool that you can use, and we break down what's specifically inside of these, check out the rest of the video. So Chris, go ahead and start us off with number 5.
All right, well, number 5 for me, guys, is the Ultimate Draft Kit Research Tools. When you pull up here on the UDK, as we like to call those 3 letters, we've got really 4 areas where I want to cover. The analysis that goes from sleeper, breakouts, bust value, trying to figure out who to reach for and who to wait on. And the research tool itself is just chock full of some nerdy stats that you need to know. Strength of schedule, bye weeks, that's the old school stuff, but you can break it down. A target breakdown is probably one of my favorite tools, figuring out which team has some great wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3s that gets utilized in their pass game more often than other teams. Videos, and then consistency. You can see so much tabs here underneath, but I like let's go to the quarterback profiles, the videos here, and you get to hear from the footballers themselves break down the top quarterbacks. And they're about 2-minute videos that if you were wondering why Joe Burrow should be drafted, man, that's a 4-minute video itself over someone like Trey Lance. You can look in here and hear some great analysts break down each quarterback, but if you look on there, they have it for every offensive position that you need for your draft day. All right, guys, at number 4, we've got Sleeper Mock Draft. Most of you guys use a Sleeper app for your fantasy leagues. If you use another league, then get used to finding how the mock drafts work on those websites. But for Sleeper, we want to be able to go in and use it for our league. So if you're looking for, hey, I want a mock draft for my specific leagues here, you go off to the left side and you click on this beautiful old school TV looking thing and click on mock drafts, and the plus sign here right in the middle or the top right, because you can use this on your phone as well, you just jump right into a 10-team standard. Now, if you need to move things around or invite friends, right over here where you see start your draft here, you'll see copy invite links, mess around with the draft settings. All right, you can put in, if you're in a keeper league, kind of like how Sean and I are, we put in the keepers where their exact values are so we can mock to what we think is going to be best available with a keeper league and how our guys would draft.
And if you guys want to see more on that, I did a tutorial inside of this channel, so check that out. There'll be one specifically how to do keeper leagues inside of Sleeper.
Yep, and then you can see right down here, it's beautiful ADP, bye weeks points. There's no better way than to prepare for your draft than mock drafting. But if you guys want to mock draft against some live people, go to the left-handed sidebar here and go all the way down to something we usually don't use too much on our Sleeper app, but you should. All right, down here, the second one, you click on mock draft with fantasy players or join a fantasy league. But when you click on the mock draft thread, over here to the right side, you'll see people posting links to their live mock drafts going on right now. And it's better than computers, because sometimes computers will make choices that we might not agree with, but you're going against some people that are going to give you a little bit of competitive edge, because you start seeing the human aspect in the mock draft of who's reaching for people, who loves people more than others, and you can really see if the ADP matches what real people are drafting. So over to you, Sean, for the top 3 tools that we use.
All right, so for number 3 on our list, Chris talked a little bit about the mock draft inside of your own platform, but I want to talk about if you want to upgrade into more advanced, you can actually draft against experts in this. This is Fantasy Pros Draft Wizard. Now, this is also available on an app on your phone, which is fantastic. But if you click on the Draft Wizard, I've already signed up for the Hall of Fame package, so I'm able to do a little bit more of these settings. And this here is our local league that we do it in. I hit mock draft. I can go into all these settings. It's fantastic. You can I can literally come into these positional values, which I think is awesome. So league-wide, our league tends to be very big on rookies. We're a keeper league, so people tend to want to draft those rookies to be able to keep them the next year. So I was able to change that. Lots of cool stuff in here. The other thing that I will often use is the keeper part of it. And so if I click on our fantasy league here, I've already inputted keepers for each team. Now, some of these will actually transfer from other websites. Like I was able to put in the sleeper one, and it automatically did. Some of them are wrong, so I put my own in here. But you can edit these and go inside, and you see I've put what round people are keeping in, so that when I go to start my mock draft here and hit this start draft button, you'll see it will already have the keepers selected. It will auto pick for all the other teams. And let me go to the board view here. Again, I could do another tutorial on just this whole entire draft wizard that they have. But just to show you, you see these little tagged ones. These are people that have been kept. And it auto picked all these. It makes this nice, quick, and easy. So it's already to my turn. Gives you suggestions in here of what percentage experts would tell you to make this pick. And then you make your pick, and then it does the next ones automatically. Comes back to your pick. I can do these picks. I can do these drafts probably in about 5 minutes if I want, which is just one of the coolest things, I think. So the draft wizard on Fantasy Pros, to me, has been one I've used for years, and I will continue to use. All right, so now for number 2, I'm going to stay here on Fantasy Pros, and inside of my mock draft, I can actually see my cheat sheet here, but let me show you real quick how you can actually make your own cheat sheet. So if you have the Hall of Fame package and you hit this little tab here, Draft Wizard, last time that's how we got to the draft, you can scroll down and you'll see this cheat sheet creator, and I love using this because I like making my own rankings. I love to look at different rankings, and our final tip will be someone's rankings, but I like to edit those rankings myself. So here's one that I've made, and if I go into this, I can view and I can edit it. And I can even input tiers. So these are my tiers. I can move players. So let's say Justin Herbert got injured, and I say, okay, I'm going to take him out of there and put him down here. I can easily do that. If I want to move him back up there. This, to me, is just the coolest thing ever. And this follows you into that draft room. So if you're doing a mock draft, this will be inside of it. It's just a fun way to go through and make your own rankings. You can even tier the top overall players, so positionally, if you have running back over a certain wide receiver and you're looking at that. What this does, I think, is it really preps you for those decisions inside your draft when you need to make the decision of, do I want to take Russell Wilson? Is he the end of my tier here? Or can I wait and get a Dak Prescott or Tom Brady? Just examples like that. I think that this is a fantastic tool to use to make your own rankings. So with those experts I talked about, we're going to go back to the Ultimate Draft Kit. And these guys, the fantasy footballers, they've been a huge influence to us. They're why we kind of started this channel personally. But they just have some of the best rankings on the planet. I think these 3 guys that bring their rankings together to a consensus have pretty different views, but it kind of covers all bases. So if you open up your Ultimate Draft Kit, you'll see all the way to the left you have the rankings tab. I'm going to go to the running backs because that's what everybody cares about. And you click on running backs, and you'll get this tiered ranking, just like I showed you on our Fantasy Pros one. If you come over here, you see they've already done their own. You can click on the little video if you want to see the player. I open this up all the time when I'm doing the mock drafts. I can just quickly go to the wide receivers and see, all right, I'm in the 4th, 5th round, and it looks like Hollywood Brown is the last guy in their tier 3. So I'm going to take him over a running back. Even though it may be ranked higher in the platform, I'm still going to take him over a guy like let's say, Josh Jacobs is sitting there. Well, according to the Ballers, Breece Hall and Cordell Patterson are in that same tier, so I can wait till later and take them. So it's a fantastic tool. You can actually go in here and you can say who's being a keeper. You can check off somebody as being drafted. You can star someone as a guy that you like. It's really awesome. And even better than this is their phone app. So they have an app that has all of this information. It has some of the research tools inside of there, and I will use this all the time with any draft that I go to.
Yeah, being so accessible on the phone makes it great, and it's always been phenomenal on the phone here. But if you go in and you're looking for more rankings, let's say you're in a dynasty startup, or you want to have the top 200. Maybe you're old school that way, and you want to see all the names down in one sheet and all the rankings. It's just like Sean said, you see their analysis, what they came to a ultimate ranking system here, and it's just so customizable, guys. It is things you can make sure it goes to your league's point format, all right? Or if there's more, you just hit the little blue icon here and you just keep adding in different things to your super flex draft or whatever it could be.
They even have auction in here.
It is crazy good, and it's been better every single year, and that's why Sean and I go back to it every year, because it's not, we're going to be okay with just what we have. It's improving every single year.
And the last thing I would add with this is they often say it, but it's a living, breathing ranking. So even though I can make my own rankings, I'm not going to stay up to date on all of the different news that pops up, and I might get to draft night and go, oh crap, I haven't thought about what this means for Javonte Williams. Melvin Gordon's not going to be ready for week 1. Fingers crossed, please, let that happen. So then I'll pull up the ballers, and I'll see that they've already updated what they think Javonte Williams should skyrocket to. So I hope all of those were helpful. That's just 5. Inside of these, you could dig in and find so many more things. But I know in drafts, it can be extremely stressful if you're not prepared. And these have helped me prepare every single year. Every year I'm going to buy the Ultimate Draft Kit. I'm going to buy Fantasy Pros because stress. I mean, it's a real thing when you're inside of your fantasy football league. They don't call it tilt for no reason, and these have made me tilt-free the last couple years. So if you guys have any other tools that you use, I'm always open to hear about some new ones. Drop some in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe. And we usually do a podcast weekly during the season where you can follow along with our league and get any fantasy football tips that we give along the way. Anything else for him, Chris?
No, you said it all, Commish. If you have more tools than you do this, awesome. But like the Commish said, these stay up to date all the time. You can't go wrong with our top 5 draft kit preps for the year.
All right, guys. Deuces.